All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Welcome to this today's Global Info session. I am Catherine Tyson, the Administrative and Student Affairs Coordinator here at QTEM. As you can see, I am joined by my colleague Eleanor de Garcia, and live in Luis, I think, is our colleague Vittorio Mayo. He's joining you there today. So hello, Vittorio, as well. And we are also joined by Paul Kornoff from Munich, our QTEM student, who will give his student testimonial later. So stay tuned on that. So really happy to see many of you who have saved your time to join us today. So thank you very much. Before we begin, I would like to remind everyone to please mute their microphones when it's not in use. This session is also recorded, so we will send you the link and share it through our social media after. It will also be published on our website, so feel free to watch it again later. And if you have any questions, we have a Q&A box down there. Mine is up. So you can freely put your questions there and we can take a look into it later on after the presentation. So just shoot your questions and we will answer that later. All right. So I think some of you have already heard about us, QTEM, from your local coordinators or professors or even deans. For those who are hearing about QTEM for the first time, QTEM is standing for Quantitative Techniques for Economics and Management. We are an international network that connects top business schools and universities, students, and global industry partners worldwide. So our mission is to develop future leaders who will excel in analytical and quantitative decision making. So as a QTEM student, you will have the opportunity to study at multiple universities, complete a professional internship, build strong quantitative skills through the trainings that we will provide, and while you're working on real-world projects.
Yes. I still see the main slide.
Yes. So it's okay. Thank you for that. And in short, QTEM prepares you to tackle complex global challenges using data, multicultural teamwork, and of course, international experience. So now we go to the real thing. I would like to start by showing you QTEM in action. Let me just look that one. So you will see short 4 videos on your screen right now. These short videos capture the spirit and diversity of our network. So the energy, the collaboration, international community that truly defines QTEM. So here on the top left, you can see scenes from our annual event in Nice, so last October. And our students and partners from around the world come together to celebrate achievements and strengthen the global connections that we have in QTEM. We had cultural activities, networking activities, our QTEM Data Challenge, and of course, the graduation. So this is something we always look forward to every year. So next to it, the International Student Meeting in London that we did last February. This is an event co-organized with our QTEM Student Association. So it's a great example of how QTEM students don't just go abroad, they also build a global community. So our students organize events and meetups locally in each academic city. And once a year, they all meet up to network and meet each other. On the bottom left, you can see we have our GMAT testimonial video where our students give tips on how to prepare for the GMAT tests, which is a key part of the QTEM pathways and a stepping stone to developing strong analytical and problem-solving skills. So on the bottom right, you can see the QTEM Data Challenge, a signature event where students from different universities form international teams to tackle real business problems using data analytics. So together, these moments illustrate what QTEM truly represents. global exposure, analytical excellence, and a vibrant network of ambitious students. So if you want to see more of these videos, we have lots of it on our YouTube channel. So we invite you to go there and check out our videos. So now, for the real thing, QTEM program offers you quantitative analytical skills. Through what? You can have it through the GMAT or the GRE test that you will do for admission, or through your local grades, your courses, through your home university that you have already taken, through the quantitative courses that you will do abroad in specific modules. Our modules are optionals, and through the data science training that you will do while you're in QTEM. In QTEM, you will also have in-field experience through our activities with our corporate partners, through your internship that you will do, and the QTEM Data Challenge that you will be exposed to while working on the real cases from our corporate partners. And finally, in QTEM, you will discover the world. You can take 1 or 2 exchanges to have an international exposure. And you will be part of the QTEM community, of different cultural backgrounds. So you can see your fellow students and, of course, our alumni. And through the multicultural collaboration training that is also part of the GBAC. So let's dive into each one. So Discover the World, as mentioned, you can do up to 2 semesters. So it's up to you if you want to do 1 or 2 semesters of exchange in QTEM. And our global network is, we are partnered with top business schools and university, and we can be found in 5 continents, in Africa, in Asia, in Europe, and North and South America, of which 50% of them, of our corporate partners, are triple crowned. And many of our academic partners as well are highly ranked in Financial Times Top 100. So you can visit the Financial Times website to check which ones. And also within our GBAC, so our GBAC has 3 components. The first one here is data science training. This training gives you a key training in programming languages. So you will be able to use some programming languages like Python and R. And in the data science training, you will also acquire knowledge in practical real cases, because the corporate partners will give you real cases from the businesses, and you will have the opportunity to work on these cases for them. And here you will participate in sessions with experts, our alumni, your mentors, your coaches as well, and of course the corporate partners themselves, to discuss how best you would tackle the case, their goals or their expectations, on how you would work on that. So here in data science training, you will become the link on the data and the business itself. Second component of the GBAC is our soft skills training, or the multicultural collaboration or teamwork. It's a soft skills training. It's a training that you will be able to hone your skills in your pitches. You're not only kind of coding the data, but you are also taught on how to explain it in layman's terms in front of an audience. While you're talking to a CEO or you're talking to your managers, you're not just presenting data, you're telling it storytelling of the data. And then you can also, here you are also be able to present and design your pitch on a very accurate and a very engaging way. So it's not just presenting data and numbers, but you're also storytelling some kind of way. And lastly, our third component of our GPAC is our QTEM Data Challenge. So here, as I mentioned, you will be grouped into teams. Your teams will be picked randomly, and you will be working with students from Canada or from Asia or from Africa. And you'll be able to learn how to do teamwork and compromise with the different time zones between you guys. Some are in the evening time, some are in the morning. So you'll be able to, okay, we have to do teamwork on this case. And then you will also have the interaction with the company. As I said, the goals, the goals that they have in mind, maybe they want to, their expectations, they will tell that to you. And then you work on that. And then you will apply the analytical skills that you have gained from your courses, maybe home courses, or in the data training that we have provided. And in the end, you have to deliver your conclusions. And the four top groups will proceed to the QTEM data challenge final during our annual event in October. So the four top groups presents their ideas, and the group that would rank the first will get the prize of 3,000 euros that you can see in your screen. So it's really worthwhile. And then here, QTEM network is a reliable source for hiring competent young professionals. You can see where the QTEM network composes of corporate partners and social partners. Social partners are Bright, and then British Red Cross. And each year, events, trainings, workshops are organized by our corporate partners exclusively for our QTEM students. So they are also present at different stages of the QTEM journey. So you can see them sometime in your QTEM journey through assisting QTEM students in their selection process. So some academic partners invite corporate partners to involve corporate partners to the selection process of their students. You can see them in the QTEM job fair during our annual event. They are also part of the jury during our QTEM Data Challenge final. And we also have webinars and in-person events sometimes for our academic partners. So you can see them all year round within the QTEM journey. So also, professionally, you can do an internship during the QTEM, your QTEM journey. Our internship requires 6 to 8 weeks of internship, can be more. And it has to have a quantitative focus. You can also do it home or abroad, depends on you. And you can do it at a QTEM corporate partner or at any other company or institution. All right. To summarize the different part of the QTEM program, so not to overload you with information. So in QTEM, you have done home courses. You are enrolled in our academic partner. You do your home course. And then once you enter QTEM, you do an exchange or two exchanges, depending on your preference. You will also do the GBAC. So the data science training, the soft skills training, and the QTEM data challenge. We also have two optional trainings, the machine learning training, if you want to do that as well, and the sustainability for analytics training, if you want to do that. And then, of course, while you're in QTEM, you have to do an internship. It has to be quantitative in focus, home or abroad. And then, of course, throughout the years, you can join our corporate and academic events and student meetups, alumni events that are hosted by our student association and alumni association, whether online or on-site. So that's it. I have given you a very brief image of the QTEM and what to do, but maybe it's better to hear it from a student himself. So maybe I call on Paul to share his experience on his QTEM journey so far. And Paul, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Catherine, for the really great presentation. I hope you're all doing very good wherever you are right now in the world. So it's a great honor for me to give you some testimonial and some insights from the student perspective as well. So my name is Paul Vornoff. I'm from the Technical University of Munich. I'm studying there in my Master in Management and Technology. And I'm in my fourth semester, so still in the QTEM program as well. We'll finish that next year. And yeah, I want to show you today what was my QTEM journey, what could be like also yours, and why you should join in the end QTEM. So, as I said, I started my master last year in spring 2024. During my start, I got then, fortunately, and that was maybe the best email I got in my academic career so far, from the QTEM team from TUM. And he said, yeah, Paul, you want to join QTEM? I think it's really nice for you. As I did the specialization in economics and always wanted to do something more quantitative than just the normal management part and also technology part. So I applied, and yeah, luckily the people from TUM selected me to join QTEM, and that was like the beginning of something I never expected before. And yeah, so my first highlight basically in the QTEM journey was then my first annual event, and I think if you join the network, that is like something which becomes a highlight of the year because you will join there some really highly talented people. And in Rabat, and I think it's I can speak for a lot of students. First, you join there. That's your first event where where you meet the other people from the other universities in person. And first, you feel like a bit you're strangers. You know each other from seeing each other from the screen, but like you never did anything before, you never met in person. But that's I think something really special in QTEM because after 48 hours you're feeling like you're part of a family because like everyone is so talented and everyone is so like-minded. You're joining the people and they're so nice. And yeah, through different events and meetings, and especially also then in the evening you go out, get some dinner, do some party, you have so much fun. And besides that, you connect with people completely natural. Yeah, you don't even ask what the people are like doing and why I should connect them because they do something special, for example working at McKinsey or something like that. You just naturally connect with them. In the end, you then afterwards you see then LinkedIn, crazy amazing connections again. So that's something really really nice. And yeah, that was also kind of one of the arguments why I joined then afterwards the Rabat Business School for my first exchange semester. I was there, the first student ever from QTEM joining that university because it's really new in the network. But I can highly recommend it. It's something really nice. I mean, it's not comparable to probably some cities in Europe, but if you want to step out of your comfort zone, yeah, explore something new and maybe explore one of the richest cultures in the world, I think it's like really, really nice step to go there. And even academically seen, it's really on a path upwards. I think a couple of weeks ago, the school received their second accreditation, so now already double crown accredited. So the guys there really have a huge motivation and yeah, work a lot. And also the academic levels is really really good. So I can only recommend that. And yeah, after doing my first exchange semester, I then came into the role of not only like being part of a QTEM, but also joined kind of a leading role in our Munich QTEM Student Association. So together with my colleague Philip, we took over yeah, the role of the president, vice president of the QSA, and yeah, try to organize some nice events here in Munich, and also yeah, increase the outreach of the network. So for example, tonight we have again an event at the Technical University of Munich. So that's really something I can also recommend. If you're a part of the network, then not only like being part, but also like try to yeah, create something, try to transform something. I mean, that's a really good chance to also gain first leadership skills and all that. So, and event management skills. So really nice. And yeah, probably the highlight in this journey was the QDC final last month in Nice. So I joined there in the annual event because my team and myself, we got into the final. It was really nice, really exciting day. And yeah, in the end, we were very successful, I would say. So it was really nice to take there the win. And that's something a lot of students also in Munich, they ask me, yeah, Paul, how should we approach that? And like, is it worth doing so much effort in it? And I can say yes, because that's like the first chance you will maybe ever get, at least it was for myself, that you can show the world and like in this room, they're sitting then absolute high profile people. That's crazy. And you have the first time to show them what you can do. Yeah, what are your skills and what you can really do with hard work. So yeah, the 8 months invested in this project was really worth. And afterwards, it felt so surreal because everyone knew who you are. And that's like something really special. And I think it's really worth to invest a lot of time in that and to tackle the challenge. And yeah, the next step for me is then at QTEM joining Solvay Brussels School. So I will do there my second exchange from spring on, and yeah, then afterwards, next year in the next annual event, I will be graduating from QTEM. And I brought you also some pictures because I think it's always nice to see how the student life is in real, not just having some people speaking about it. And you can see always like we're always smiling because if we meet other QTEM people, it's always like a really nice experience, and you're really happy there. You also do so much stuff in so short time. So in Nice, for example, it felt like we're here for 2 weeks. We did so much. We even gathered every evening together at some bars or some dinners, and no one wanted to left. So really, we needed to push us. Yeah, we need to go now to bed because our flights are tomorrow. But no one wanted to leave because yeah, you really enjoyed the time there, meeting these people from all around the world, connect with them, and yeah, also of course the chance to have this um, highly interesting workshops, seminars, meetings. For example, with Loic, he's then giving the leadership seminar and all that. That's really something which brings you forward. And I think the last thing I can tell about the quantitative part, because it's always like, yeah, how can a network bring me forward in a quantitative part? I also thought like in the beginning, okay, that's something to claim. Okay, that's crazy, but is it really that? But after 1.5 years, it's amazing because your complete mindset changes. In the beginning, you're always like you're a normal manager in the end. You're like someone who wants to be a manager, but you're always thinking like, okay, I have an idea. I claim something in the work, for example, to do a project. You claim something, but it's always on some assumptions. And then after 1.5 years, completely natural, you change your mindset and you always want to prove everything quantitative. And it's like that's like what you set you apart from everyone else. Because through these workshops and all that, it gets completely natural. You always want to have these numbers and to prove everything. And that's also why you stand out in the end, because everyone is believing you. If you can tell, we have an increase of revenue of 75% of that if we do this project by just claiming, yeah, we can do this project and we can increase the revenue. So that's also from the quantitative part. And yeah, so in the end, I can just tell, I can highly recommend joining QTEM. For myself, it was the best decision in my academic career, and I'm really happy to be part of that.
Thank you so much, Paul. Yeah, I hope you listen to him because it's really nice being in QTEM. I mean, I'm probably biased, but it's really nice for a student to join us always. Any advice, probably last advice for students that would like to apply? Last words for trying to pull them in, Paul?
Yeah, I mean, so for joining QTEM, I think it's always a good thing to reach out to just people. If you want more experiences, reach out to the current students. I think it's easy to find them either on LinkedIn or just through the QTEM website. You also see your local representative, and just speak with them, because then you get also from in your special situation at the university you are right now, you get really good experiences. But in general, I mean, that's something, that's a chance you will probably never get. I'm already also speaking with friends of mine who didn't join QTEM, and they're really jealous about the opportunities you can do. So, and if you join then QTEM, my advice would be really part of it. Take your part and take your place in the network, not just joining for the title on the CV or something like that, but really enjoy and yeah, also use this network, because it's so nice to meet these people, to connect with them, and they will become your friends. I mean, it's like I met some people last year here in Munich, And now we're really close friends and do together like every week something, get some dinner or do some events. We travel together to the annual events. So that's something also what you can just explore if you go also to these events, which everyone is organizing, and which also like the amazing Q team is organizing here. Just join it, go there, and yeah, you will not regret it in the end. So it's really nice.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That's also really nice to hear from our side. Thank you. All right, now we jump into the next one. So how do you join the network? So I think that's the big question for today. So in QTEM, the selection process kind of starts with your home university. So first of all, before you join QTEM, you have to be enrolled in one of the QTEM academic partner. So be sure you're enrolled to one of our academic partners. In QTEM, we also need an English proficiency proof. So you have to have a C1, at least a C1 level of English, because majority of our courses in QTEM is in English, and the lingua franca of the network is English. We also ask for a quantitative proficiency, so we will tackle that in the next kind of the box. But we do ask for quantitative proficiency. It's a must-have. And in applying to QTEM, you have to sign the QTEM student engagement form, which we distribute to your local coordinator, and then they will ask you to sign it, and then they send it to us. So for more information, just to take note, more information on our website, visit our website. There's an admission process there, the requirements to apply to QTEM and on what you need to do before applying to QTEM. You can see it on our website, so check our website. So now for the quantitative proficiency, to elaborate on that, candidates should demonstrate strong academic performance. So they have to have proof of that they are top 20 in their class. So academic endorsement, which means your local grades at your home university. So you can apply to QTEM just with your grades. If your local coordinator says, oh, your grades is sufficient enough, then you can apply to QTEM. However, not all academic partners nominate their students solely based on their local grades. So you have to ask your local coordinators whether they still need the GMAT, or you can go to QTEM just with your local grades. If not, they will ask you to do a GMAT or GRE. So two selection process, your local grades, and the second one is the GMAT and GRE. So if your local coordinator says, oh, you need to do your GMAT, GRE, the GMAT requirement score is 605 under the GMAT Focus edition. I think it's the only edition now in GMAT. So it has to be 605 to enter QTEM. We do, however, accept GMAT scores below 605, but it has to be exceptionally validated by the academic partner, so your local coordinator. So your local, if you take the test and then you get a less than 605, you have to ask your local coordinator, is it okay for me to have an exemption? And then they have to let us know their decision and the reason why. So we strongly recommend getting 605. For exceptional cases, your local coordinators will have to ask us for exception if you get a lower score than 605. For GRE scores, for those who will take the GRE, the requirement score must be an equivalent to the 605 score requirement. So our GRE, we base on the verbal reasoning, verbal score, and the quantitative score. So these two factors, and both of them combined together has to be a minimum requirement of 605. I hope that's understandable. Yeah. So on the at the end of the slide, you can see an example of some of our academic partners criteria or the selection criteria. So they ask their students, okay, you have to have an academic excellence, your grades must be top. You know, you have to be this certain amount of grades. You have to be proficient in English. And then also your quantitative proficiency must have also. And there's an optional criteria. Sometimes our academic partners ask whether you have international experience already or you are doing extracurricular activities. If you have professional experience already, if you did an internship or some kind of professional experience. And of course, some of them have interview with corporate partners. As I mentioned, they ask or invite corporate partners to do an interview or selection process with their candidates. So when you're being interviewed, you can see your local coordinator, your dean, and some corporate partners in the jury. So here is an example of how it will be when you are selected to join QTEM at your home university. So it varies on university to university, but you have to ask your local coordinator of the requirements and the process. So here, just to give you an overview of your student life cycle in QTEM. So you are there at the very start, at the red icon there. So we give an info session, we attract you. Your local coordinator talks to you, hey, join QTEM. Your dean talks to you, you're very good profile for QTEM. And then you say, yes, I want to do QTEM. Then you have to send all the requirements, including whether you need to do a GMAT or a GRE to QTEM Central. And then you are nominated to QTEM. Your local coordinators give your names to us, and then we allocate you to your destinations. And then in the meantime, when you are allocated, you will get a welcome email from us saying that you can access our intranet, our QTEM student portal, and then you can log into our QTEM portal. And then after that, you can go to your exchange. You can do the GBAC, and you can do the internship. So these are the requirements to do to get your QTEM diploma. And then after you have done everything, your academic coordinator will have to fill out the transcript. If everything is okay, you have everything, your requirements are fulfilled, and then you get your diploma during our graduation ceremony. So this is just a quick overview on how it will be when you join QTEM. So I hope that's clear. So yeah, when you get your degree, when you get your QTEM diploma, it would mean that you have done your exchange, you have done the GBAC training, you have done your internship, you have 50% of your courses are quantitative, and at the end of the day, you can ask us, oh, I want a specialization. It's optional, and you can see in your diploma specializing in some QTEM modules. So yeah. Just to let you know an upcoming events before we go to the Q&A. Upcoming events in QTEM, we have an alumni meeting in December 5 in Munich, in Germany. I don't know if, Paul, you know that students are invited or it's just an alumni, but it's an alumni meeting in Munich, so they will be there in person. And a international student meeting next year in March in Amsterdam. So we invite all our QTEM students to join us in Amsterdam for a 2-day meeting. So we will have master classes, they will interact with corporate partners, they will have interaction with networking with one another, some alumni are coming as well. So it's really fun for our students as well, because the next day we will also have a cultural activity within the city. So yeah, it's something that we also look forward to for our QTEM students. Another thing for QTEM, we offer exclusively for QTEM students the Bright QTEM Scholarship. We just want to invite you. For those who are needing additional support to apply to QTEM, we invite you to apply for the Bright Scholarship. In order to apply for this scholarship, you have to be enrolled, of course, in one of our academic partners, and you have exhausted all scholarship opportunities, whether in your local government or you're in school or something else, before you have applied for this scholarship. And then when you have done that, you can always go to our website and fill out the form on our website and then apply for this scholarship. We invite all our QTEM students. We do not discriminate on any factors, so you can freely apply for this scholarship. And on the side, we also ask you to feel free to apply for our mentorship and coaching program. So for those who are struggling with their studies or something else, you are free to ask for our mentorship or our coaching program in cooperation with our alumni association and of course the Bright partner. And of course, as mentioned, our QTEM Student Association, you can also see which local clubs are present in which city. You can go to our website, you can go there and see the representatives that we have in each city, and you can always reach out to them, ask them questions. If there are meetings soon, you can always join them. Of course, we are welcome for any potential student coming to our events. So feel free to reach out. And yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, you have some links here. If you have questions that you want to ask us, you can freely email us at qtemstudents@qtem.org. Or if you have questions now, you can put it in the Q&A box and let's take a look into it. All right, some questions coming in now. For my understanding, the applicant will send only one application email for all 5 preferences. Does that mean the motivation letter must express the motivation to join QTEM program instead of specifically any academic institute? Eleanor, do you want to?
Yes. So it's 2 different things: joining the QTEM and applying for the destination. Usually, it comes at the same time, but the motivation letter is really, if your university is asking for a motivation letter, is about why you want to join the program, and then you can list 5 destinations where you want to go, but you don't need to motivate that list, because we will do an allocation ranking based on the local ranking of the university, and it will not come into account. So motivation is only for the program, and then you list the 5 destinations that you want to go. And in most of the case, the students get their first choice destination. Not always, but most of them get their first choice. So, you know.
All right, thank you. Thank you for that. All right, another question. I would like to ask if we have to resend our GMAT results to QTEM Central, if we have already sent our GMAT results to TUM during our admission process. Yes, we ask our QTEM students, we have a platform, QTEM platform under the GMAT platform. So you have to, when you do your GMAT test, you can send to both QTEM and TUM or to any academic partner when you do it. But if you have already sent it to your local university and not to QTEM, you can always send it again to QTEM. We have free vouchers for you, so you can send it for free. So you will have to ask us for the vouchers. You can send an email saying, hey, I need a voucher to send it to QTEM at qtemstudents@qtem.org. And then you can send it to us for free. Deadline to submit GMAT or GRE score is May 2026, but since it is a part of evaluating process, means I have to screen capture my score and send it with my email application. If you want to add something, Eleanor, if you want to say something.
So the deadline is 20th of May if you go on exchange in September, so in fall. And if it is taken into account locally for your selection, you have to see with your university. Not all university take the GMAT into account for their selection. Some yes, and some they select you and they know that you will submit the GMAT afterward. But if you have like not official results before, it's good to communicate it to your university. But we don't need it before the deadline, unless your university is asking you to provide it by a certain deadline. But from our perspective, 20th of May is okay.
All right. Another question that we have, is there any scholarship opportunity besides bribes? At QTEM Central, that's the only one that we offer for now. That's the only scholarship that we can provide for QTEM. Some academic partners do have scholarship for their own students, so you'd have to ask your local coordinator if there are some things that they can do for you. Otherwise, it's only bright at QTEM Central. Is there a limit on the number of students who can be assigned to each destination? You want to say that, Eleanor?
Yes, so 25. So for most of the destination, there are some exceptions, but for most of the destination, we have a limit of 25 incoming students. And also there is another limit, is that only 7 students from the same university can go to the same university. So if, for example, 7 Louis students want to go to TUM, it's the 8th one cannot go because there is already 7 students from the same university going. So these are the two limits. So there are a lot of available spots, I would say.
Yeah. All right. Anything else? I think that's it for the questions. Any more, someone? No? All right. You can always ask us via email. You can always go to our website for more information. Paul, I think it's okay if they reach out to you for questions as well, maybe. Yes, he says yes. So yeah, feel free to ask him questions as well via LinkedIn or email. Is that okay as well?
Of course, both is
All
fine.
right. So yeah, that's it for us. And thank you for your time. And yeah, see you soon in QTEM. Thank you, Paul, again for your time.
Thank you for the great presentation. Join QTEM.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you very much.